Captain June Park stood tall as he watched the alien visitors walk through the Earth defense base. It was a sunny day, but June felt cold inside. These aliens, who called themselves Nevarians, had come to Earth only 3 months ago. They arrived in huge ships that made Earth's best spacecraft look like toys. The Nevarians said they wanted to be friends. They said they were running from bad aliens who wanted to hurt everyone. They offered to help Earth get ready for these enemies. But something about them made June feel uneasy. "And here," said General Hana Kim, pointing to a row of big guns, "is our artillery section." The main alien, Commander Grell, turned his long silver head to look. Grell had 3 eyes that blinked one after another when he found something funny or stupid. He blinked them now as he looked at Earth's weapons. "You still use weapons that fire metal objects?" Grell asked. His voice machine made his words sound clear, but June could hear that Grell thought Earth's guns were jokes. June had worked with these guns for 12 years. He knew what they could do. He felt his face get hot with anger, but he kept quiet. "Our K9 Thunder guns have served us well," General Kim said calmly. "Sometimes the simple tools are the most trustworthy." Commander Grell made a strange noise that his voice machine didn't translate. "Maybe for a museum we had guns like this 10,000 years ago." He turned to the other aliens, who all blinked their 3 eyes like he did. "No smart people use such old tools now. Energy weapons are much better." June looked at the guns the alien guards carried. They were smooth with no moving parts. They glowed blue and made a quiet humming sound. No bullets, no bang, just beams of energy. "With respect," June said before he could stop himself. "Different weapons are good for different jobs." All 3 of Grell's eyes turned to look at June. June felt very small suddenly. "Young man," Grell said, "when you have traveled to as many stars as we have, you will learn that some tools are just too old to be useful. It is like comparing a rock tied to a stick with a doctor's cutting tool." The tour kept going, but June couldn't shake off a bad feeling. The way the aliens laughed at Earth's weapons seemed more than just pride. It felt like they were checking to see how easy Earth would be to attack. Later that night, June sat in his room looking at his computer. An alert message popped up. Unknown ships were coming close to Earth. They didn't look like Nevarian ships. June called General Kim right away. "Ma'am, we have unknown ships approaching. What are your orders?" General Kim's face looked serious on the screen. "Get to the command center now. I think our new friends haven't been honest with us." June ran to the big underground room where all Earth's defense leaders worked. Screens on the walls showed the new ships getting closer. People ran back and forth shouting orders. "What do we know about these ships?" June asked a young woman working at a computer. "Not much, sir," she said. Her name tag read Shintai. "But they're not answering any calls. And the Nevarian ship that was in orbit just moved away quickly." General Kim walked in, her face hard, like stone. "All defense forces, get ready for a possible attack. I want all weapons ready in 1 hour." June looked at the screen showing the alien ships. There were so many of them. "Do we know if they're the enemies the Nevarians warned us about?" Tay looked up from her computer. "Sir, we just got some strange news. We caught a message from the Nevarian ship to the new ships. They're talking like they know each other." June's stomach felt tight. "They're working together." General Kim joined them, her eyes narrow. "The Nevarians have been checking our defenses all this time, seeing how we fight, what weapons we have. And they laughed at our artillery," June said slowly. "They made sure to tell us it was old and useless. Which makes me think," General Kim said, "that our old weapons might be exactly what we need right now." The alarm started ringing. On the big screen, the alien ships were sending down smaller ships toward Earth. Hundreds of them heading for cities all over the world. "All units to battle stations," General Kim shouted. "This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill." June ran to the artillery command post. His men were already getting the big guns ready. "Sir, what's happening?" asked Sergeant Lee, June's best gunner. "We're under attack," June said simply. "Those aliens who laughed at our guns, I think they're about to learn why we kept them all these years." The radio crackled. Reports came in from cities being attacked. The aliens had landed and were using some kind of energy shields. Bullets and even tank rounds just bounced off. Only the biggest explosion seemed to do any damage. Captain Park, General Kim's voice came through June's radio. Get your artillery to these locations. The aliens have shields that stop small, fast weapons, but they might not be ready for big shells coming down from above. June looked at the map on his screen. The aliens were setting up bases outside major cities. If they weren't stopped soon, millions of people would die. Yes, ma'am, we're moving out now. June turned to his men. Load up the K9 Thunders, we move in 10 minutes. As they rushed to get the big self-moving guns ready, Sergeant Lee asked, Sir, do you think our old guns can really hurt those aliens? June thought about Commander Grell's 3 eyes blinking with laughter at Earth's museum pieces. I think the aliens made a big mistake, June said. They were so busy showing off their new toys that they forgot something important. What's that, sir? June patted the side of the massive K9 Thunder artillery gun as its engine roared to life. Sometimes the old ways work just fine. The big guns rolled out into the night, their huge barrels pointed at the sky, ready to show the aliens that Earth wasn't as helpless as they thought. Lieutenant Shinte ran down the hallway of the underground command center. Her heart beat fast as she held her data tablet tightly. All around her, people rushed back and forth. Red lights flashed on the walls. Alarms made loud noises every few minutes. Earth was under attack. Tay pushed through a crowd of officers to reach Captain June Park. He stood in front of a big screen that showed maps of Earth with red dots where the aliens had landed. Captain Park, she called. I found something. Important. June turned to look at her. His face was tired, but his eyes were sharp. What is it, Lieutenant? Tay held up her tablet. I was looking at the messages between the Navarian ship and the new alien ships. Sir, they are not enemies. What do you mean? June asked, his eyes getting wide. Look here, Tay said, pointing to words on her screen. They talk to each other like friends. The new aliens call themselves the Krell. They and the Navarians planned this together all along. June's face got hard. So the Navarians lied about everything. They were just checking us out, seeing how strong we are. Yes, sir, Tay said. And they kept saying our weapons are old and weak. They think we can't hurt them. Before June could answer, General Kim walked up to them. She looked at Tay's tablet. Good work, Lieutenant, she said. This helps us understand what we're facing. June pointed to the map on the big screen. The aliens have landed in 20 places around the world. They have some kind of energy shields that stop bullets and even tank rounds. General Kim nodded. Only the big explosions seemed to do any damage. Our jets dropped bombs on a group in Africa, and some got through their shields. Tay looked at her tablet again. Sir, I found something else. In their messages, the Navarians told the Krell not to worry about our artillery. They said it was too old to hurt them. June and General Kim looked at each other. A small smile formed on General Kim's face. They think our old guns are no threat, she said. That may be their biggest mistake. General Kim turned to her radio operator. Send this message to all defense forces. Move all artillery units to surround alien landing spots. Use the big guns, not the small ones. June studied the map. The closest alien landing is just outside Seoul. My artillery unit can get there in 2 hours. Go, General Kim said. Take Lieutenant Tay with you. She has a good eye for their technology. June and Tay rushed out of the command center. Outside, the sky was dark with smoke. In the distance, they could see flashes of light where fighting was happening. June's artillery unit was already loading the big K9 Thunder guns onto trucks. Each gun was as big as a small house and could shoot a shell over 40 kilometers. Listen up, June shouted to his soldiers. The aliens think our guns are jokes. Let's show them how wrong they are. The soldiers cheered. They had all heard how the aliens laughed at Earth's weapons. As they drove toward Seoul, Tay sat next to June in the lead truck. She looked at her tablet, studying the alien messages. I think I know why their shields stop bullets, but might not. Stop our big shells, she said. Tell me, June said. Their shields are set to stop things going very fast in a straight line, like bullets or tank rounds. Tay explained. But our artillery shells go up high and then come down from above. They go slower at the end because of air. The shields might not be ready for that. June nodded. It makes sense. They expected us to try to copy their energy weapons. They never thought we would stick with our old guns. They reached a hill outside Seoul after dark. From there, they could see the alien base in the valley below. It glowed with blue light from energy shields. Inside the shields, the Krell aliens were building something big. What are they doing? June asked, looking through binoculars. Tae checked her tablet. From what I can tell, they're building a bigger weapon, something that could destroy the whole city. June put down the binoculars. Then we need to hit them now before they finish. The artillery crew set up the K9 Thunders in a line along the hill. Each gun was pointed up at the sky. The gunners checked their computers for the right angle to hit the alien base. All guns ready, sir, Sergeant Lee reported. June looked at Tae. Any last ideas before we fire? Tae pointed to her tablet. The alien shields look strongest on the sides, where they expect attacks to come from. But they might be weaker on top, where our shells will hit. That's our best shot, June said. He picked up his radio. All guns, prepare to fire on my command. Soldiers loaded the big shells into the guns. Each shell was as tall as a child and filled with powerful explosives. If this doesn't work, Tae said quietly, the aliens will know where we are. They'll attack us next. It will work, June said, but his voice shook a little. He took a deep breath and spoke into the radio. All guns, fire. The night exploded with noise as the K9 Thunders fired. The hill shook under their feet. Bright flashes lit up the sky. The big shells flew high into the air, so high they almost disappeared. June and Tae watched through binoculars. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then the shells came down on the alien base. The blue shields flashed brightly when the shells hit. For a moment, June thought the shields had stopped the shells. Then he saw the explosions inside the alien base. The shells had gone through. It worked, Tae shouted, jumping up and down. The shells went through their shields. Fire again, June ordered into the radio. Keep firing until they're all gone. The guns fired again and again. Each time the shells went through the alien shields and exploded inside. The alien base was now filled with fire and smoke. June's radio crackled. It was General Kim. Captain. Park, what's happening? Are you hitting them? Yes, ma'am, June said, his voice excited. Our shells go right through their shields. They never expected it. Excellent, General Kim said. We're getting the same reports from all over the world. Their shields can't stop our artillery. June looked at Tae and smiled. It seems our museum pieces still have some fight in them. As the guns kept firing, June saw the alien shields flicker and go out. The Krell were running in panic. Some tried to get back to their ships, but the shells kept falling. Earth's old artillery, the weapons the aliens had laughed at, were now the planet's best hope for survival. Rain fell hard on the metal roof of the command tent. Captain June Park wiped water from his face as he looked at the maps spread on the table. 3 days had passed since they first fired on the aliens. 3 days of fighting back. The Krell are moving, Lieutenant Shintai said, pointing to red dots on the map. They left their first landing spots. Now they are making one big group here, 20 miles north of Seoul. June nodded. Their first attacks had worked well. The artillery, shells had gone through the alien shields and caused much damage, but the Krell were smart. They were changing their plans. They know we can hurt them now, June said. So they are joining together to be stronger. General Hana Kim walked into the tent, shaking rain from her coat. Her face looked tired from no sleep, but her eyes were still sharp. Captain, what is our situation? She asked. The aliens are gathering in one place, June said. They are building something big. Tae showed the general some pictures on her tablet. They were taken by a small drone that had flown over the alien base. They have put up new shields, Tae explained. These ones are different. They cover the top as well as the sides. And they are bringing in bigger weapons. General Kim studied the pictures with a frown. Can our shells still get through these new shields? Tae shook her head. I don't think so. They have learned from their mistake. The tent was quiet except for the sound of rain. They had found a way to fight back, but now the aliens had fixed their weak spot. Sergeant Lee entered the tent, water dripping from his uniform. "All the guns are ready, sir. We moved them to the new spots like you asked." "Good," June said. "But we can't fire yet. We need to find a new way through their shields." General Kim tapped her fingers on the table, thinking hard. "If we can't go through their shields, maybe we can turn them off." "How?" June asked. "The shields need power," General Kim said. "A lot of power. They must have generators." Tae's eyes got wide. She quickly looked through more drone pictures on her tablet. "Yes, look here." She pointed to some big round things at the edge of the alien base. "These must be their power generators. They are outside the main shield." June looked closer at the pictures. "They have their own small shields, but not as strong as the main one. If we take out the generators, all their shields will go down," General Kim said. "But how do we hit them?" Sergeant Lee asked. "If our shells can't go through their new shields, how do we reach the generators?" The tent was quiet again. Then June snapped his fingers. "We don't go through the shield, we go under it." Everyone looked at him, confused. "What do you mean, sir?" Tae asked. June pointed to the map. "Look here. There's an old train tunnel that goes under the hills right below where the aliens are. If we can get some men through that tunnel, they could place explosives under the generators." General Kim looked at the map. "That's very risky, Captain. The tunnel is old and might not be safe, and the men would have to get very close to the alien base." "I'll go myself," June said, "with a small team. Just enough to plant the explosives." General Kim thought for a long moment. "All right, but this has to work. If the aliens finish building their weapon, they could destroy Seoul and kill millions of people." "I understand," June said. "We'll leave tonight under cover of darkness." That night, June led a team of 5 soldiers to the old tunnel entrance. They carried backpacks full of explosives and wore dark clothes to blend with the night. Lieutenant Tae came too, to help find the best places for the explosives. "Remember," June told his team as they entered the tunnel, "we move quietly. No talking, no lights except when I say so." The tunnel was dark and wet. Water dripped from the ceiling, and rats ran away from their footsteps. They walked for almost 2 hours, going deeper under the hills. Tae checked her tablet, which showed their position. "We should be right under the edge of their base now," she whispered. June nodded and pointed up. "We need to find a way to the surface." They found an old maintenance shaft that went up toward the surface. It was tight and full of spider webs, but they could climb it. "I'll go first," June said. He started climbing the rusty ladder that lined the shaft. When he reached the top, he found a metal cover. Very carefully, he pushed it up just enough to peek out. He was looking at the underside of one of the alien generators. It sat on a concrete base humming with power. The small shield around it glowed blue in the night. June waved for the others to join him. One by one, they climbed up and saw what he had found. "Perfect," Sergeant Lee whispered. "The shield doesn't go under the ground. We can place the explosives right here." They quickly went to work, placing the explosives against the concrete base of the generator. They set timers for 30 minutes, giving them time to get back to the tunnel and away from the blast. "Done," June said as they finished with the last generator. "Now we get out of here." They were halfway back through the tunnel when they heard alien noises behind them. Lights flashed on the tunnel walls. They found the maintenance shaft, Tae whispered in fear. "Run," June ordered. "Get back to our lines." They ran through the dark tunnel as fast as they could. Behind them, the alien noises got louder. Strange. Lights hit the walls around them as the aliens fired their weapons. Sergeant Lee was hit in the shoulder by an energy beam. He fell with a cry of pain. June stopped and helped him up. "I've got you. Keep moving." They reached the tunnel exit just as the timers on their explosives reached 0. The ground shook with powerful explosions. Even from far away, they could see the flashes of light. "Did it work?" Tae asked, out of breath from running. June looked at his watch. "We'll know soon. The artillery is set to fire as soon as they see the shields go down." They made their way back to the command tent. General Kim was waiting for them. "Report," she said when they entered. Explosives planted and detonated, June said. Is there any word from the observation post? As if to answer, the radio on the table crackled to life. Command, this is Observation Post 3. The alien shields are down. I repeat, the alien shields are down. General Kim grabbed the radio. All artillery units, commence firing. Hit them with everything we have. Outside, the night lit up as the K9 thunder guns began to fire. The ground shook with each blast. The big shells flew high into the sky before coming down on the alien base. From the hill where the command tent stood, they could see the explosions as the shells hit. Without their shields, the aliens had no protection. We did it, Tay said, a smile growing on her tired face. June nodded, but he knew the fight wasn't over yet. This is just one base. There are more aliens out there. But now we know how to beat them, General Kim said. Sometimes the old ways working together with new ideas are the strongest weapons we have. The artillery kept firing, lighting up the night sky as Earth fought back. 1 week had passed since the attack on the Krell base. Earth forces had won many battles using their artillery. The Krell were running away from their landing spots all over the world. Captain June Park stood in the new command center in Seoul. The old one had been damaged in the fighting. Now he and Lieutenant Shin Tae watched a big screen that showed the Navarian mothership. It hung in the sky above Earth like an angry eye. The Krell are losing, General Hana Kim said as she joined them. But the Navarians have not done anything yet. They just watch from their big ship. June pointed to some new information on the screen. Our satellites show that the Navarian ship is moving. It's coming down closer to Earth. They're angry that we beat their friends, Tae said. Now they will try to finish what the Krell couldn't do. General Kim's face looked worried. Our artillery can't reach that high. We need to find another way to fight them. A young man in a science uniform ran into the room. His name tag read, Min Jae-song. He worked with the science team that studied alien technology. General Kim, Min Jae said, out of breath from running. We caught a message from the Navarian ship. They are changing their shields. How? Asked June. Min Jae showed them a tablet with strange writing on it. They are making their shields stronger against our artillery. They saw what we did to the Krell. General Kim hit the table with her fist. We need a new plan. Something they won't expect. Everyone was quiet, thinking hard. Then Tae's eyes got wide. What about the new railgun at Daejeon Base? June looked at her. The experimental one. It's not ready yet. It's our best chance, Tae said. It can shoot higher than our artillery. Maybe high enough to hit the Navarian ship. General Kim thought, for a moment. It's worth trying. Captain Park, take a team to Daejeon. See if the railgun can be made ready. June nodded. Yes, ma'am. 4 hours later, June and Tae stood in a big room full of computers and machines. In the center was the railgun. It was huge, as long as a train car. It used electricity instead of explosives to shoot metal at very high speed. Min Jae-song was there too. He was talking with the head scientist, Dr. Sang Ho. Can it be ready in time? June asked them. Dr. Sang shook his head. It needs more testing. We've never fired it at full power. We don't have time for more tests, June said. The Navarian ship is getting closer. Soon it will be in position to attack our cities. Min Jae looked at the railgun. What if we don't need full power? We just need enough to reach the ship. Dr. Sang thought about this. Maybe. But we only have one shot. The gun will need hours to cool down and reload after firing. One shot is all we need, June said. If we can just damage their ship enough to make them go away. Tae was looking at her tablet. The Navarians are sending smaller ships down now. They're attacking our defense bases. June turned to Dr. Sang. How long until the railgun is ready? 3 hours, Dr. Sang said. But we need to know exactly where to aim. The ship is moving. I'll get us that information, Tae said. She left the room quickly. For the next 3 hours, everyone worked hard to get the railgun ready. Scientists checked all the parts. Soldiers brought in power generators. Min Jae worked on the firing computer. Tae came back with new information. Our Air Force is attacking the small Navarian ships. They're keeping them busy. But the mothership is still coming down. It will be in firing position in 1 hour. Just then, General Kim called on the radio. "Captain Park, what's your status?" "Almost ready, General," June said. "But we'll only have one shot." "Make it count," General Kim said. "If that ship gets into position, it could destroy our major cities with its weapons." June looked at Dr. Sang. "We're out of time. Is it ready?" Dr. Sang took a deep breath. "It's as ready as it can be, but if we use too much power, it might explode when we fire it. And if we use too little, we won't hit the ship," Minjae added. "We have to try," June said. "For Earth." They moved the railgun outside, pointing it up at the sky. Its long barrel shone in the sunlight. Soldiers connected big cables to power it up. Tay watched her tablet. "The Navarian ship is moving into final position. We have 20 minutes. Dr. Sang worked on the firing computer with Minjae. "We need to time this perfectly. The ship is moving fast." June looked up at the sky. He could see the Navarian ship now, a dark shape against the blue. It was getting closer. "Power levels at 80%, Minjae reported. "That's the most we can safely use." "Will that be enough?" June asked. Dr. Sang looked worried. "It has to be. Any more power might make the gun explode." The radio crackled again. It was General Kim. "Captain, we're running out of time. The Navarian ship is charging its main weapon." June took a deep breath. "We're firing now, General." He turned to Dr. Sang. "Do it." Dr. Sang pushed buttons on the computer. The railgun hummed louder and louder. The ground shook under their feet, firing in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Sang pushed the final button. There was a blinding flash and a sound like thunder. The railgun shot a metal bar the size of a person up into the sky at amazing speed. The force was so strong it pushed the railgun back several feet. For me, a few seconds, nothing happened. Everyone held their breath looking up. Then they saw a bright flash in the sky, right where the Navarian ship was. "Did we hit it?" June asked. Tay checked her tablet, which showed images from satellites. "Yes, direct hit on their lower section. They're losing power." They watched as the Navarian ship started to tilt to one side. Lights all over it went out. Small explosions could be seen along its hull. "We did it," Minjae said in a quiet voice, as if he couldn't believe it. The radio came to life with General Kim's voice. "Good work, Captain. The Navarian ship is falling back. Their weapons are powering down." June looked at the tired but happy faces around him. "It wasn't just me. It was all of us." A new voice came over the radio. It was strange and mechanical. "Attention, Earth forces. This is Commander Grell of the Navarian fleet. Our ship is badly damaged. We request a ceasefire." June and Tay looked at each other in surprise. The aliens were giving up. General Kim's voice was stern when she answered. "Commander Grell, you will withdraw all your forces immediately. Then, we will talk about peace." "Understood," Commander Grell replied. His voice sounded different now. Not proud like before, but afraid. As the sun began to set, they watched the damaged Navarian ship slowly move away from Earth. The Krell ships that were left followed. "They thought we were weak because our weapons were old," Tay said. "They never expected us to hit back so hard." June nodded. Sometimes the oldest tools still work the best, especially when used in new ways. The railgun stood silent behind them, its job done. It was a new weapon, but it had been built by the same humans who made the artillery the aliens had laughed at. Earth had won the day. 3 months had passed since the Navarian ship was hit by the railgun. Earth was healing from the war. People were fixing damaged buildings and roads. Soldiers were going back to their families. Captain June Park walked slowly across the green grass of the Peace Center. Next to him walked Commander Grell. The Navarian moved stiffly with the help of a metal walking frame. His silver skin looked less bright than before. "I still do not understand," Grell said. His voice machine now spoke in a softer tone. "How? Did you beat us? We had better ships, better guns, better shields." June stopped walking and pointed to a field in the distance. Earth soldiers were training with artillery guns. The big K9 Thunder howitzers stood in a row. their long barrels pointing at the sky. "We beat you because you only looked at how old our weapons were," June said. "You didn't think about how we use them." Grell's 3 eyes blinked one after another, but now the gesture seemed more like thinking than laughing. "Yes," Grell said. "We were too proud of our new technology. We forgot that old tools can still be good tools." They started walking again toward a big building, where important people from Earth and other planets were meeting. The Earth leaders had invited friendly aliens to come and talk about working together. General Hana Kim was waiting at the door with Lieutenant Shin Tae and Min Jae Song. They all wore clean uniforms with shiny medals. "The meeting is about to start," General Kim said. "Earth will join the Galactic Council today." June smiled. After the Navarians and Krell were defeated, other alien races had contacted Earth. They had been watching the fight. Many of them had been hurt by the Navarians before. They were happy to see the Navarians lose. Now these friendly aliens wanted Earth to join their group called the Galactic Council. They said humans were brave and smart, and they would be good partners in space. As they walked into the big meeting room, a tall alien with 6 legs came up to them. This was Ambassador Zen from a planet called Krillo. "Captain Park," Zen said in a friendly voice. "I wanted to meet the man who led the artillery units that beat the Krell." June bowed slightly. "Thank you, Ambassador. But it wasn't just me. Everyone worked together." Zen waved 2 of his many arms. "Of course, but tell me, will Earth share your weapons technology with the Council? Many worlds could use such weapons to protect themselves." June looked at General Kim, who nodded slightly. "We will share some things," June said, "but not everything. Earth needs to keep some secrets for our own safety." "Wise," Grell said unexpectedly. "The biggest mistake in war is thinking you know everything about fighting. We made that mistake." The meeting room had a big round table. Representatives from 12 different planets sat around it. Some looked almost human. Others were very strange, with tentacles or wings or glowing skin. Earth's president stood up to speak. "People of the galaxy, we are happy to join the Galactic Council. Humans are new to space travel, but we have much to offer." A blue alien with crystal hair spoke next. "Earth has proven its worth by defeating the Navarian and Krell forces. We welcome you as equals." June sat between Tae and Minjae during the meeting. They listened as the aliens and humans talked about trade, science, and defense. "They respect us now," Tae whispered, "because we fought back when the Navarians and Krell attacked us." "Yes," Minjae said. "And they want our technology, even though they all have faster ships and better computers than we do." June thought about this. It was strange that aliens with such advanced technology would want Earth's simple weapons. But then, the simple weapons had worked when the advanced ones had failed. After the meeting, there was a celebration. Soldiers from Earth performed a display with the artillery guns. They moved them quickly into position and fired blank shells that made noise but didn't have explosives. The aliens watched with interest. June stood with General Kim, watching the display. "Do you think we're ready for this, General? Being part of a galactic group?" General Kim smiled. "I think we've earned our place, Captain. We showed the galaxy that humans should not be underestimated. Even if we still use primitive weapons?" June asked with a small smile. "Especially because of that," General Kim said. "We use what works, not just what's new and shiny." Later, that evening, June met with a group of young officers. They would be the first humans to train with alien militaries. Hyun Dae, a young lieutenant, seemed nervous. "Sir, the aliens will think our ways are strange," Hyun said. "Their weapons are so much more advanced." June put his hand on Hyun's shoulder. "Lieutenant, what's the most important lesson we learned from the war?" Hyun thought for a moment. "That sometimes older technology can beat newer technology if used in the right way." "Exactly," June said. "Don't be ashamed of our weapons or our ways of fighting. Learn from the aliens, but also teach them what we know." As the sun set, June took a walk alone around the Peace Center. He found himself back at the artillery field. The big guns were silent now, covered with protective tarps for the night. He touched the cool metal of a K9 Thunder. This weapon, which the Navarians had laughed at, had helped save Earth. It wasn't fancy or high-tech. It didn't shoot energy beams or have a computer brain. It just threw big metal shells a long way. But sometimes that was exactly what was needed. "Captain Park?" a voice called. It was Commander Grell, walking slowly toward him. "Commander," June said with a nod. "I thought you would be at the celebration." "I wanted to see your artillery again," Grell said, "but this time with respect." June smiled. "They're just tools, Commander. It's how you use them that matters." Grell looked at the big guns with all three of his eyes. "The Navarians have a new saying now. We say, 'Fear not the weapon you can see, but the one you overlooked.' Earth taught us that." "And what did you teach us?" June asked. "That humans belong among the stars," Grell said. "You are young as a space people, but you have much to teach older races like mine." As they walked back to the Peace Center, June looked up at the night sky. He could see stars and planets, and now he knew that humans would visit them someday, soon. Earth had faced its first space war and won. Not because they had the best technology, but because they used what they had in smart ways. The artillery gun stood silent behind him, but June knew they would be ready if needed again. Some tools never went out of style. The end.